الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وطبيب نفوسنا وحبيب قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا مولانا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى أهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من يومنا هذا إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الفاطمة أم أبيها. ثم قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الفاطمة بضعة مني صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد. Thank you very much for asking me to do this short speech on the blessed occasion of the birthday of our Lady of Heavens and Earth, of the universe, of all the universe. When I speak about personalities, I usually do introduction of that personality with some facts, and then I do some talks or some bits of their personality and their life to talk about. So what I have chosen for today is, yes, I will do a bit of introduction, some facts and figures, followed by some aspects of Lady Fatima's role. She's a role model, of course, but her family life, how she was a role model in her family life. So, basic facts. Her name, of course, is Fatimah. She has lots of titles. The most famous one is, of course, Az-Zahra. Now, there are a couple of controversies in these facts which are interesting and I think useful as well sometimes. One of them is her birth. When was she born? There is no controversy in the date. She was born on 20th of Jamad al-Thani. But which year? When was she born? Most of the historians, vast majority of them, they say that she was born in the 5th year or after the 5 years of Bay'at of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. That means that when she migrated to Medina with her future husband and some other ladies of the family after the migration of Rasulullah, her father, she was something like 8 or 9 years old, and the next year she got married at the age of 9 years to Amirul Mu'mineen, and then she finally died as a martyr in year 11 Hijri, which means she was about 18 years of age. However, there is another aspect or another version of this, which is supported by a minority of historians, but more with the logic, which says that she was actually born 5 years before Bay'at. Now, if we take that, she would be what? She would be about 18 or 19 at the time of Hijrah, and at the time of her marriage next year, and she would have died at the age of 28. So there are just some interesting controversies. Lots of people, more people these days support the second version, but still, vast majority still say that she was born on the 5th or after the 5 years of Bay'at. She got, of course, Shaheed in Medina Munawwara soon after the Shahadat of her beloved father, and that was either 13th of Jamad al-Awwal or 3rd of Jamad al-Thani. Her father, of course, was Rasulullah. Her mother was Janab Khadijatul Kubra. Siblings, so that's the other controversy. So there's no controversy in her brothers. So she had 3 brothers, Abdullah from Janab Khadija, other one which is called Tayyib and Tahir. So some say there are 2 people and some say just one, also called Tayyib and Tahir. And the third one was from Lady Maria Qibtiyah and was Qasim, and therefore Rasulullah is called Abul Qasim. Salawat. Sorry, Ibrahim, I should have said Ibrahim, which was from Maria Qibtiyah. So Qasim, Abdullah, Tayyib and Tahir from Bibi Khadija. The controversy is about her sisters. Sunni historians and some Shia historians, and these Shia stories are mostly from Iran, they think that she had 3 sisters. So Zainab, Kulthum, and another one, which I forget the name of. Ruqayya, thank you very much. Ruqayya. They did tell me on the way when we were coming here, but I forgot, and thank you for reminding me. So, Sunni scholars and some Iranian scholars believe that, but most of the Shia scholars, particularly from subcontinent and Iraq, they don't think that she had any sister. This is not just interesting, but is also useful when we learn more about her. Husband, of course, Imam Ali alayhi salam, and children, she had 4 live births and 1 aborted when she was fully pregnant, and that was one of the reasons she got shaheed. So the first one was Imam Hassan alayhi salam, second one was Imam Hussain alayhi salam, then Lady Zainab, and then Lady Kulthum. And the 5th one, who got shaheed when she was still pregnant with him, was also named and was called Mohsen. Many titles, like I said, Zahra, Siddiqa, Sayyidatul Nisa al-Alameen, Tahira, Muhaddisa, Abiha, Aqila, and lots of others. So, couple of other things before I go into the next bit, which is, like I said, that we will talk about her being the role model in her family life. But before that, couple of other things. One is that she had, we just did namaz here, and after namaz, the best taqibat according to almost every Shia marja is doing the tasbih. That's a gift of Bibi Fatimah Zahra salam, given to her by her father and passed down to us by her. And it is also narrated according to a hadith of Rasulullah, which says, "Inna ma sumayta Fatimah Zahra li'annaha kanat idha qamat fi mihrabiha yazhir nurha li ahli sama." So whenever Lady Fatima stood up to do namaz in her mihrab, a nur, a light emitted from her which went to the skies, and for the angels to see her like we see the stars in the sky. Now why is that? One, of course, is obvious, that she is daughter of Rasulullah. She is wife of Amirul Mu'mineen. She is mother of Sayyid Shabab al-Ahl al-Jannah, also Lady Zainab and Lady Kulthum, and these are, being a relative of these people is not a small thing. So of course, it's no surprise that the light or nur emitted from her. Az-Zahra, that's why she's called Az-Zahra, radiant. But of course, she had huge qualities in herself. She was so close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, And the closest time to get even closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is at the time of namaz. And when she was doing that, the eyes which see things beyond what our usual eyesight can see, did see the light emitting from her going to the skies. Before I come to the family life of Janabe Fatimah Zahra, may I request you to recite a loud salawat, please. So in a woman's life, there are many aspects in the family. A woman is a daughter of someone, she is a wife of somebody, and she is a mother of somebody. So let's take all these roles of Bibi Fatimah Zahra and see how she was in all of them. So she was daughter to Rahmatul Lil Alameen, Rasulullah, which means mercy for all the worlds. The best ever creation of Rasulullah, who was a prophet even before Adam was created. The famous hadith, Kuntu Nabiyyan wa Adama baina ma'afatteen. I was a prophet even at the time when Adam was being created. That Rahmatul Lil Alameen once said that daughters are rahmat, blessings to her parents. Who's saying that? Rahmatul Lil Alameen is saying that the daughters are rahmat to their parents. And of course, the daughter of Rasulullah was Janabe Fatimah Zahra Salamullah alaiha. Of course, she not just by virtue of being the daughter that she was a rahmat to Rahmatul Alameen, but when the Quraysh started causing troubles to Rasulullah and caused so much problems to her that it would have been unbearable if Fatima wasn't there. She nursed him, she looked after him like a man's mother would. And therefore there is no surprise that Rasulullah said, Al-Fatimatu Umme Abiha. Fatima is the mother of her own father. So, Rahmat to Rahmatullah Alameen. Now, she's of course a wife as well. And of course, Maulai Kainat was the second best creation after Rasulullah. And he was the result of the dua of Rasulullah. As we are told in Surah Bani Israel, ayah number 80. قُلْ رَبِّ أَدْخِلْنِي مُدْخِلَ صِدْقًا وَأَخْرِجْنِي مُخْرِجَ صِدْقًا وَاجْعَلْ لِي مِنْ لَدُنْكَ سُلْطَانًا نَصِيرًا. O Lord, take me out, get me in, أدخلني with the truth, get me out with the truth, and give me from yourself a very strong helper, a powerful helper. And of course Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped or provided Imam Ali alayhi salam as Sultan al-Nasira to Rasulullah. So he was the greatest helper Rasulullah could have. Imam Ali of course got married to Lady Fatima, and a few days later Rasulullah asked him, how did you find your wife? How did you find Fatima? Before that Rasulullah had said that if there was no Ali, there would be no equivalent or kafu to my daughter. So when he asked Maulai Kainat, how did you find Fatima? He said, Nemal on ala ta'atillah. The best helper in obeying Allah. And who's saying that? The most powerful helper of Rasulullah is saying that I have the best helper in obeying Allah in the form of Fatimah Zahra Salamullah alaiha. Recite the salawat, please. In Quran as well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explains the relationship of husband and wife, and he says the famous ayat which is from the Surah Rum, which is Surah number 30 and ayah number 21. Time is flying, so I'll just shorten it, just the translation that, and it is among his signs that he has created for you wives from among yourselves, so that you may find tranquility in them, and he has created love and kindness between them, between you. So ja'ala bainakum mawaddatan wa rahma. And of course it's the same word, mawadda, same word that we hear in another ayat, قُلْ لَا أَسَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. This is the most superior form of love. And that love, that relationship between Mawla Kainat and Fatimah Zahra had that mawaddat. So, Rahmat to Rahmatul Alameen, greatest help to the greatest helper of Rasulullah. What about his mother? We know the famous hadith, Al-Hasan wal-Husayn, Sayyid al-Shabab Ahl Jannah. So the chiefs of the youth of paradise are Hassan and Hussein. And of course everybody, doesn't matter what age they die, if they're going to go to Jannah, they will be changed into their youth before they go to Jannah. So basically it's not just youth of Jannah, it's everybody in Jannah for which the masters would be Hassan and Hussein. Yet another hadith tells us, Al-Jannah tahta aqtam al-ummahat. Jannat is under the feet of the mothers. In other words, serve your mothers, look after them, be kind to them if you want to go to Jannah. So who's the Jannah of the Sayyid Shababul Ahl Jannah? That's our Lady Fatimah. So for the chiefs, for the masters of everybody in Jannah, they have the Jannah in the form of Lady Fatimah. So we have Rahmat to Rahmatul Alameen, greatest help to the greatest helper of Rasulullah, and the source of Jannah to the chiefs of Jannah. This is how she is the centerpiece of Ahlul Qissa. We just heard Hadith Qissa earlier on. She is the centerpiece. Hum Fatimatu wa Abuha wa Baluha wa Banuha. It's her. So it's Fatima, her father, her husband, and her children. I think I may go just 1 minute above. So 3 roles we've talked about. We've talked about daughter, we've talked about being wife, we talked about being mother. We also heard that Fatima is the part of Rasulullah, is the part of Risalah. In other words, Risalat is not complete without Fatima. Or Risalat gets completed when Fatima is added on. This is the theme which goes through Ahl Bayt. I've not read it, but it's my own understanding that Fatima is also not complete without her daughter Zainab. Why do I say so? Because Fatima, Rasulullah was the role model for everybody. But of course he was a man. So people needed, the women needed a woman to follow the specific role model for women. And that's our Lady Fatima. Lady Fatima has provided us a role model for being a daughter, being a wife, and being mother. What about sister? Bibi Fatima didn't have any brothers. She did, but they all died in infancy. And for the vast majority of the historians, especially Shia historians, she did not have any sisters either. She did not have any sibling. So that part of the family life would have been incomplete if there was no Zainab. So please recite a loud salawat for all of them, and please give me permission to leave.